analyst. Let's welcome in RohtasMal, ED and CEO, Agri Machinery Group at Escorts, joining us from Delhi. Mr. Mal, good morning. Thank you so much for your time here. Let's get your initial thoughts on the IIP numbers coming in at this point of time. Capital goods have rebounded, but let's talk about the investment activity. Let's talk about your side of the story. We've seen monetary tightening happening, perhaps even higher than what the analysts out there have expected. What kind of an impact is it having for you?
Okay, impact a little later. A quick couple of comments. Firstly, I think the rebound had to happen. 2 or 3 months of low numbers had to come in with a high number. But if I see the peaks of the last 12 months, I see a drop of 16% to 14 to 9 to about 7. Okay, these are you coming through the peaks rather than, I'm not talking about the troughs. So I do see some moderation happening on the overall IIP numbers, but I'm not surprised. This month it had to happen. It was overdue by a month or so. Secondly, you spoke about, what was the second part of the question? Interest rates.
The impact of higher interest rates and investment activity, sir.
Okay, on my sector, because tractors sell on 5 to 7 year tenors and the ticket sizes are about 3 to 4 lakhs, the impact of a 1.5% hike does not make any change in purchase decisions, and we are also not seeing any impact in the market. On the other side, saving rates have also gone up. Third side, you're seeing really bumper harvest, and in fact there have been problems in the last 3 or 4 months of taking in the grain. I mean, that is the kind of rush that has happened, leading to some delays for about 15-20 days in grain procurement. So those signs are healthy. Lastly, Ashutosh, I would like to take a look at these numbers. There's a lot of statistics in here. There's a lot of fine detail month on month, but just to balance it out with qualitative data, we should look at other variables to balance out our opinion. Tax collection last year up 26%, growth in loans 21%, auto sales up 26%, savings growth happening, details I don't have, but my opinion is that is rising or will rise. So if you balance out all that, things do not look maybe as very rosy as before, but they certainly look very healthy.
All right, Mr. Mal, we'll give you time to study the documents there. We'll come back to you in just a moment. Mr. RohtasMal is patiently waiting by, sir. Apologies for that. Let's come back and let's focus on the aspect of higher interest rates. Now, how that's going to impact you? Because before you had mentioned the fact that till about now there's not much of an impact. What about further? Because this IIP number doesn't really factor in the impact of the 50 basis point rate hike that the RBI has done. Are you concerned on what could be the probable impact, not only on the investment side, but also on the demand side?
Okay. 3 sides actually. Number one, on the demand side, as I said earlier, if you translate this onto a 3.5 lakh rupee, 4 lakh rupee ticket size for 5 to 7 years, it's a few rupees a month. It's not going to change purchase decisions, more so in the light of a buoyant output of the farm sector. As far as impact on working capital is concerned, it's a straightforward calculation. Yes, there is a very marginal impact, but something that can be handled and managed. As far as investments are concerned, yes, that has had an impact over a period of time, because what you land up doing is incur a permanent cost on that side. So does that answer your question? 3 sides to this one.
Oh, absolutely. And just one question I want to sneak in here. What about the export side? Do you think even if there is some sluggishness on the domestic front, exports could be a key contributor going forward?
Are you speaking about the sector that we operate in?
Sector per se that you operate in, as well as the industrial sector.
Okay. In a sense, yes, marginal impact on exports overall. At the end of the day, exports are also about long credit cycles and so on. So this does make an impact. As far as our sector is concerned, i.e. farm equipment and tractors, just about 5 or 6% of our output goes overseas as a sector. And I do not see any impact there. The rupee is strong, and that has more of an impact than a 50 basis point increase.
All right, Mr. Mal, we leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining us. with your comments on the IIP numbers. Let me go back to Dr. Rao and